So Joey Ferris from GameXplain actually did a video where he talks about how the modern Zelda games have issues, and unfortunately, I do have to agree with what Joey had said in the video. Now, I'm not going to do a video reaction uh, on his video this time because I don't really think it's necessary. What I do want to do, however, is that I want to express my own thoughts, opinions in this video because I do see a lot of problems with the modern Zelda games myself. I'm talking about like Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom. Now, now before I explain about the issues, I do want to say this firsthand. Both games are great to play. I think that they're fun to play when you just need some time to relax or de-stress. But there are issues with the game, and I'll be going into this further right now. So I'm gonna refer to the list of what Joey had put down in the video description of his video. I'll have a link to his actual video in the description. If you want to learn, if you want to hear what he has to say about it, you can check it out for yourself. So the first thing that he talked about is Link being very boring as a character. Now, as a as someone who mains Link in Super Smash Brothers, as well as looking up to Link as like my idol character and spiritual guide, unfortunately, I have to agree with him. I have noticed many times in both games that Link did not show any emotion for anything. He even barely showed emotion in the memories of Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom, and he didn't even react to Princess Zelda turning into a dragon. And unfortunately, I didn't really find that satisfying at all. I actually have some problems with Link himself of my own. And the first thing is that his design in both games just feel very generic. But Princess Zelda as a character also got the worst end of it. I don't I don't really like how she looks very generic. And on top of that too, her English voice actor is not very good either. I'm not even over exaggerating. Her English voice will make your ears bleed at like every time you hear a voice. I cannot stress that enough. Now, I will give credit though. I appreciate the fact that I can still have Link wear the green tunic like in the older Zelda games. What I don't like though is that, well, besides the fact that he has like a much larger wardrobe, they they kind of replaced his iconic green tunic with a boring ass blue champion tunic, and they call him the champion of Hyrule instead of the hero of Hyrule in Breath of the Wild, which I personally find to be a major tip off because Link is a hero. I don't like how they call him a champion in that game. It just doesn't feel right to me. But with Princess Zelda too, it's just like she doesn't even look like the Princess Zelda that I wanna even date. The fact that she's dressed like a Greek goddess is something that I really dislike. And I'm talking about her robes and Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom. Like, why? What's the point of that? It just makes no sense to me. Anyway, moving on. The next thing that Joey talked about in his video is open-ended game design conflicts with story, which is something that I do find as a problem myself. Because if you think about it, when you play these two games with this massive open world space, you're pretty much distracted by doing all sorts of random stuff around the world rather than just focusing on the story. Now, I will admit Nintendo did take a very good risk with making the place open world. But the fact that it's not very linear does create a lot of issues. I mean, if you think about it too, if you guys see my live streams, you could tell that I took a very long time trying to complete the games, and the fact that you have to like go back and forth to do stuff like collect monster parts to upgrade your weapons in Tears of the Kingdom, and the blood moon mechanic didn't really help much either, because you pretty much have to start over from scratch to collect what you need to make your weapon stronger. That is in Tears of the Kingdom. It's just very off putting. I mean, I do like the fact that it makes the games really big and more valuable in terms of like money. But yeah, these are issues that I cannot overlook. And Joey Ferris was in the right to bring this up, and I really hope that Nintendo takes this at heart to make Zelda games the way they should be. The only thing that I really care about the most is that Link should always start the games with a green tunic, and Princess Zelda should look more feminine, like maybe wear a pink dress like she did in Ocarina of Time. I don't like how they made her look very tomboyish and masculine in Breath of the Wild. That to me was just a major tip up as well. But yeah, there's no reason for Link to lose his green tunic initially. It just wouldn't be the Legend of Zelda to me otherwise. But yeah, those are my main issues. Let's move on to the next thing on the list here. The next thing Joey Ferris went on is that the last two games relied too heavily on flashbacks and memories, which I can see for myself. The memories, I mean, the memory cutscenes, some of them were a-okay. I just didn't like how I just don't like how they interfered with the game. The memories were just more of a distraction to me, rather than just something important to go through. I know the memories in both games, they reward you with something very special in terms of armor, but that's really it to me. I've just it it just didn't feel like it was in place. That's really all I have to say for that section here. The next thing Joey talked about after that was that both games feel disconnected, and he's right. See, if you remember the Guardians of Breath of the Wild, as well as the Sheikah Towers and shrines and the divine beasts, they did not appear in Tears of the Kingdom, and unfortunately, there was really no real explanation as to what happened to them. They just went like poof, gone. Now, I'm not saying that it's a big issue, but it's also something that I just can't overlook. The fact that the divine beast played a big role in Breath of the Wild, and not being in Tears of the Kingdom, that just makes no sense to me. Anyway, yeah, I didn't really have much to say about that one. But the last thing Joey discussed was how Nintendo can fix everything. So the one thing that can be fixed is Link needs to be back in his green tunic, and Princess Zelda should not look generic. Well, Link should not look generic either, but they also need to have a lot more inner character in them, like have more emotions towards everything. Link and Zelda from Skyward Sword are a perfect example of that. They showed emotions for like every situation they went through, and to make it even better, Groose was there to help them both as well. Even though it was kind of more of an accident for him to become more helpful in the game. But Groose gets some credit for making the game fantastic in its own way. But the fact that Link and Zelda look too so generic in the last two recent games, that to me is just a major no-no. I really want Princess Zelda to look more feminine in the next Zelda game. I don't. I just don't like how she looks so masculine, tomboyish in her trousers. I know. It's this is kind of deep, but this is just how I feel. But yeah, the way the characters are designed and dressed is kind of a big deal to me. I mean, and not to mention the fact that I love princesses, but not from like the ancient Greek times. No, that's not what I like. Yeah. So anyway, that's my take on how I feel about the most recent Zelda games, and I hope that Nintendo takes this at heart to make them more linear again, without having to lose the open world aspect of it. The open world aspect in the last Zelda games that I've played are fantastic, and it will help a lot. But they have to do the right thing and not make them feel disconnected again, like Joey said in his video. This is Major League Gaming. Thank you for watching. Until next time, Major League Gaming, logging out. Have a good one.